Alright, Shalom, call Allah Yahweh Shalom to the left. This video right here is just showing that the elites and different people of so-called higher social status or financial status, they've been getting ready to hide out, or they've been hiding out and getting themselves in position for what's about to come. Now, I ain't gonna read this whole article right here. You can search it up and scan through it, but this video will give you a little insight on what's going on.
Department of Homeland. Multiple senior Trump officials are now moving into military bases. Here's what we know. Multiple senior officials in the Trump administration have relocated to military bases in the Washington, D.C. area amid reported concerns for their personal safety, according to The Atlantic. Top Trump advisor Stephen Miller and his family recently moved into military housing after their neighbors in Arlington, Virginia protested their presence. The Millers have since listed their home for $3.75 million. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem is resigning.
Alright, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 17. It says, "For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company of ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off." Why? Because they're going to see what's happening to this place. And the so-called politicians and leaders over here, because they're not really doing the job that they have, the title for. They're going to hide out like some cowards until they tell. They showed in that little show, or that movie they just released called House of Dynamite. While people living their lives and doing everything, they ain't want to warn the people, they ain't want to cause so-called chaos. They went and hid out. Then the people across seas, they're going to see it because it's going to be televised, which lets you know the world is not going to end. That's some bullshit made up by Esau. Their world is going to end as they know it. And then a new world is going to emerge under the kingdom of Yahweh Yahweh, the house of David, the house of Israel. And they know that. So they're going to hide out. Let me see. It says in the book of Revelation, chapter 6, verse 15, it says, "And the kings of the earth and the great man and the rich man and the chief captains and the mighty man." This is straight out of the scriptures, man. You can't make this up. The scripture's not made up. It's a prophetic book. And in order to see these prophecies, the Most High got to put the spirit on you to actually really see this. Because some people could read this all day and still think this talking about something else. That's clearly telling you who it's talking about. It says, "And every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks," saying what? It says, "To the mountains and the rocks fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb." And best believe they see that so-called comet, or they say it could have been a ship or some craft or whatever. Best believe they seen that coming through space. They've seen the chariots. They've seen how the angels look. They're not going to broadcast it because it's going to cause pandemonium. People are going to be bugging out once they see dark angelic beings. Don't nobody trip when Esau bring out white angelic beings and reptiles and shit. And little gray aliens with big heads. Don't nobody bug out on no shit like that. Dinosaur looking shit. But best believe people will bug out when they see dark-skinned angelic beings that can't be captured and contained. Like they mentioned in the book of 2nd Ezra. They wanted to subdue the man that came from the sea. So they talking about Yahweh Shai. So you're going to have people that's hiding out, and you're going to have different branches of the military, whether it be the Space Force or the Air Force or whatever other little dark branch they got, to try to fight with the angels in Yahweh Shai, and it's not going to work. Now it says, read on some more, it says, "Fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, from the wrath of the Lamb, for the great day of his wrath is come, and who should be able to stand?" The elect is going to be able to stand. Most High is going to show his power about how he sent his son back in style and goes at it with the top militaries of the earth, and then simultaneously do a reconnaissance mission and grab the elect up. Now, everybody not going to perish when this event happens. Well, Babylon is on its way out the door. And Esau know that, so they trying to do everything they can to preserve it and preserve remnants of this place and all that shit. Building underground cities and on the water cities and all that.
Residing in a government-owned residence in Joint Base Anacostia Bowling, a home typically used by the Coast Guard Commandant. A Department of Homeland Security spokesperson said Nome is, quote, paying fair market rent for the property. Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth are both living on Fort McNair's General's Row near Buzzard Point. Rubio reportedly lives there alone, while his family remains in Florida. A Defense Department official said Hegseth pays around $4,655.70 per month for his residence. Army Secretary Daniel P. Driscoll has also moved into military housing at Joint Base Meyer-Henderson Hall, which he shares with Navy Secretary John Feeling. Feeling's Washington home was damaged in a fire earlier this year, according to congressional staff familiar with